It's a Business Wednesday here on the AM show, like we do all Wednesdays. So let's get into the details of what we are sharing with you today. And the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahenkra, says government will soon be putting up appropriate infrastructure in several locations to serve as model markets. This, he says, will also enhance the level of trade in Ghana and promotes the development of local industries. He's been speaking to Joy Business ahead of the Joy Prime Hits FM Made in Ghana Fair, which comes off from the 21st tomorrow to the 24th of September 2017 at the Junction Mall at Nongwa. The fair seeks to showcase the handiwork and artisanship of many Ghanaians.
Ghana spends billions of cedis every year importing items such as rice, sugar, wheat, tomato products, frozen fish, poultry, vegetable oil, and other processed items. Not only does this have a negative impact on the economy, but it affects local industries. Over the years, there have been a campaign to get more Ghanaians to patronize items made in Ghana, and efforts are being made to cut down foreign imports. Although the message is sinking in, more work has to go into sensitization. In support of this, Ghana's real entertainment channel, Joy Prime, is organizing the annual Made in Ghana Fair to project the uniqueness and quality of products that are made in Ghana. Ahead of the event, we speak to the Deputy Minister of Trade, Carlos Ahenkra, and the Made in Ghana campaign so far and government's vision.
It is interesting to note that the inter-trade relationship between Ghanaians, or buying and selling within Ghana, does not take the normal format that most developed countries would practice and ensure that monies actually do exchange hands more regularly than you'd have expected. Why do I say this? In Ghana, people trade only for convenience. We don't trade for business. And it is the opinion of this ministry to ensure that people trade amongst themselves much more than they do from now on. First thing that we intend doing is improving the retail infrastructure of this country by putting together nice edifices where people would sell their wares from. For example, we did not know that people would enjoy the sight of malls and so on and so forth. Today, if you see the way people patronize malls, for example, it's quite interesting. People go there and take pictures. People will go there and for sightseeing and so on and so forth. At least they get there, even if they don't buy anything at all, they will buy an ice cream or they will buy something and exchange money there and then. If you go to the Tema station, as I speak to you right now, you will see a pair of shoes on the floor which is being sold for 25 Ghana cedis. Maybe you and I might not buy that shoe because of where they're selling the shoe. But the same or similar shoe will be sold in an air-conditioned shop at Accra Mall for 250 Ghana cedis, and we would buy that shoe. Why is it like this? It is like this because people think that the infrastructure within which the goods are being sold spells out who buys it and who doesn't. So therefore, if that were the case, then it is important for us to improve this manner of doing business for Ghanaians to have value for money. So the ministry is going to ensure that we have model markets from villages, from towns, from municipalities, regions, and as I said, even regional capitals. For the regional capitals, we are going to try to put up a mall each in each of these regional capitals, of course, which is also private sector led. As you can see, Kumasi is up, Accra has been up already, Takrady has started, and we're moving on. Even if we are not able to get everything before the end of our 4 years, I can assure you that at least quite a number of them will be achieved before the time. That notwithstanding, we also have a feel that many are those chain of shops that have identified Ghana as a safe haven for trade, and all moving in to sell. I'm talking about the games of today, the Mr. Prices. I'm talking about the ShopRites, the Malcolms, and so on. Now, we're going to ensure that to trade more within ourselves in Ghana, at least a couple of shelves will be left to stock up made in Ghana goods. This is only to ensure that our SMEs, our small-scale industries that manufacture goods here, would also have a reason to, as it were, load off whatever they produce in order to enter into the next cycle of production. And that is something that we are going to embark on very vigorously. In fact, we're even going to look for legislation for government agencies to look within Ghana to acquire or take off what is produced in Ghana before they can look outside for any materials or any items that they need to get on with their work. So, in effect, domestic trade is going to be something that we're going to enhance. And making Ghana goods is going to be the topic for getting this done. Well, when you talk about affordability, it's very, very objective. What I can afford, another person may not be able to afford. But it all depends on the packaging and how the product is put on the market. If a Ghanaian product is well packaged and it's presented in a way to give it proper market visibility, the price will certainly be more than what an imported product would cost. So therefore, what we need to do at this juncture is not to compare to the cheap product that comes in, because of course I can tell you that if something is manufactured in Ghana, it's premium compared to the one that comes from the Chinas and all these places. It's premium, except that our final finish is not what you would love to actually bet on. But ideally, what I would say about pricing is that I would take the opportunity to also inform my Ghanaian manufacturers and producers to look at that department properly. Because if people feel that the made in Ghana goods are too expensive, then it becomes a problem for them to patronize. And it becomes a problem for them to leave the cheap imports and buy this one. Of course, we are in a world of competition. And once we are not an island on our own, we cannot say that we won't allow any cargo or any goods to come in. Once they're going to come in, certainly there will be competition. How do we beat the competition? One, by putting up very well-packaged and premium product on the shelves, and two, at a very reduced or very cost-effective price. And that is what I think we're going to ensure that our producers and manufacturers embark upon. Very soon, as you heard from our budget statement, very soon import duties on raw materials are going to go away. So reasons for such as this one that increases the cost of products on our market is going to go off. As far as I'm concerned, the ministry is also even thinking of that situation where we're going to have that free port or special processing zones where enclaves will be developed for manufacturing of produce. Factories would come up in these enclaves. They receive their raw materials free of duty and only pay duty when the goods are coming in for home consumption. So therefore, it reduces the burden or the initial burden of the manufacturer from paying any upfront levies or taxes and only pay them after production is done. This is going to ensure that at least any kind of, let's say, capital deficiencies that they suffer will not be considered or will not be part of their problem when it comes to manufacturing for home consumption.
The 2017 Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair takes place at the Junction Mall from the 21st to 24th of September.
And that's AM Business today. Make sure you are at the Junction Mall tomorrow. It's a holiday, so you've got no excuse at all. We will talk a lot more about this Ghana Fair later on this morning, but for now, that's it for AM Business today. Roland Walker, in a short while, will be on with AM Talk. Mr. Abraham Amaliba is a private legal practitioner. He also teaches the law. He's a member of the NDC. He's on the show together with Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who's Member of Parliament for Lejokoko. But the conversation will begin with Mr. Abraham Amalaba and Roland Walker in a short while. You're watching the AM show. Do stay with us.